like to begin. Okay, sir?
I'm not a DUD customer. I am a city.
Your name, please, sir?
John Daniels.
Okay.
One of my concerns is, why do we have a 3 o'clock meeting? And why do we have in a room not big enough to get everybody in it?
Amen.
Number one question. Number two question is, explain the benefit this new system is going to do for everybody.
Any other comments? Yes, sir?
I am a customer.
We never got an answer.
We're not going to answer every question. You wait to the end, and we'll try to answer the question as they're presented to the best of our ability. Okay, sir? Name, please.
I'm Dwayne Campbell. I live in Alexandria. We run this line back several years ago. Some of us had to take 2 taps in order to get it done. They run the line too small for us anyway, through Timbers Hall and Alexandria, out Hill Road, and over on Laurel House Road. Now, several of us right around that tank there have water pumps under our house, so we have water pressure. Now, every 3 years, I gotta buy a new pump, because you wear it out. And then sometimes you don't even get the proper amount of water to benefit your pump. Now, you won't spend nothing to fix this, because this has been an ongoing problem for years. And the ones before this board here, I'd come up here and complain and they'd leave. Got tired of hearing me. Now, Gerald Hall is one of them, I'm one of them. Brenda Wooden, I don't know, I can't think all them things, but there's 5 or 6 of us right there around that pump. Jeff, yeah, and we can't have water pressure. They say if we get water pressure, then they blow lines up in Timbers Hall. What today's technology is, we can't fix that problem in our own line, and then we discuss going and supporting water for another county that don't pay taxes here. It don't make no sense at all to me. Fix the water line we got, then you worry about somebody else.
Amen.
And, yes, sir?
I'm Rodell Kirkham. I reside at 440 Anderson Ridge Road, Silver Point. Well, we have the standard Silver Point complaint, and that's that we pay 3 water companies for our water. Cookville sells it to Baxter, Baxter sells it to you, and you sell it to us. By the time it gets to us, it's pretty expensive water, because every one of you aren't bashful about charging. Now, there's an opportunity to put water across the bridge right now as they're refurbishing Hurricane Bridge. There doesn't seem to be any inclination on the board's part to put that water over there and relieve us of the triple taxation for the water that we get. Moreover, there are almost no fire hydrants anywhere in that area, and I've heard it said that there never will be if it's up to you folks. Okay? Now, everyone here in this room knows that we're filled up with retirees, myself included, and people making $7 an hour. That doesn't seem to slow down the penalties that you folks have set up for folks that didn't quite, now nobody, I don't think anybody doesn't want to have water service. Let's see, water setup $75, return check $50. That's about $15 more than any of the businesses in town charge, by the by. Delinquent payment, $50. Now, if they don't have the money to pay the water bill, where in the hell are they going to get the money to pay the delinquent $50 charge? That doesn't make any sense. The service charge is $30. Well, possibly can make a case for that. $45 for an overtime. And then here we got a cutoff thing. $50 plus tax, plus $30, plus $45. Don't you folks have any hearts at all?
Nope.
I mean, don't you have any consideration for those poor bastards that are out there trying to scrape by? And then you want to talk about millions of dollars of a treatment plant, which almost everybody has agreed isn't really necessary. Now, I don't understand. I know that you're not in it for the money, because you got, what, $18,000 that you have to split between all of yous for the year for services. But I don't understand why they need that kind of capacity when there's no bodybuilding plants around here. They're lucky if they keep the plants that they have. And that essentially is what I have to say.
Yes, sir.
I live on Old West Point Road. My name is Warren Davis. I'm what you call a DeKalb County illiterate. I don't have much education, but I got 4 questions I'd like to ask. Do you know how much taxes, how much interest is going to be on $10 million for 50 years? That's one question. 2 questions. Do you know how much faster Rutherford County is growing than DeKalb County? To the tune of about 500,000 people a year. That's in their newspaper. And did the Corps engineer give y'all authorization to jump into the lake down here and get wet or not? That's all I got to say. Wait, they can share over for you.
Too late.
Have you made your interest payment on $10 million this month?
I'm Tommy Curtis, and I live on 501 Hurricane Ridge Road. I just have one simple question. Yeah, why can't we have a referendum that the voters, the people who are on the water system now, cast a vote to be counted by an independent group as whether or not we want this done? You're not giving us any choice if you just go ahead and do this, and we're the ones that are gonna have to pay the bill.
That's right.
Why can't we have a vote on this from the people who subscribe to the DUD, which I do? I'm one of your users. Why can't we do that and let some independent group, or a group made up of a group of us and a group of you, count the ballots and see what the people want done to this?
Amen.
That's right.
Not having any sight.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
My name is Debbie Shattuck. I live at 242 Frosty Point, and I am a customer. What I'm wondering about is if this plant goes through, this treatment center, which I am against it, by the way, but if it goes through, you're gonna have to put all new lines into everybody again. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. What about the meters? Are you gonna replace the water meters? I mean, you guys say no now, but we've talked to other water customers that have come through and they've had new meters put on. But we're also finding out that it's under the Agenda 21 where you can control the amount of water that we take in or we use. You can shut us off when you want to shut us off.
You are familiar with Agenda 21. Is anyone here not familiar with Agenda 21?
I'm not.
Okay.
That's a shame, but
It's
So
the,
what is, now does that relate to this water treatment?
yeah, it's the United Nations plan for the United States. You've heard of sustainable development? You heard about biospheres? There is United Nations biospheres established in the United States right now. They're really not under the blanket of American government. They're under the control of the United Nations. And they, essentially, their plan is to herd everybody into population centers and leave this all for the animals.
Check it out on the computers and get out here.
And check it out,
It's
check it
there.
out and see if I'm teasing you or
Yeah, people smile and laugh at us, but it is actual facts.
What's your nominations?
Anyone else with a comment? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name's Charlie Rush, and I live on the Beaver Ridge Road on the other side of the river, the side that gets the premium rates. Can you guys succinctly put together the economic case for doing this fiasco? You got a perfectly good water plant on the other side of town that's operating at 50% capacity. What in God's name do we need to be wasting money on building another one for? And bankrupting the first one?
Can I hear
Yes,
the
ma'am.
reason why you think we need another one?
We'll try to answer those when the questions are asked, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anyone else comment?
A couple things.
Okay, sir.
Would you clarify the 27% of your water that they're saying is unaccounted for? And on that, if that's anywhere near true, then I guess I would have to question how old are your meters? Old meters are notorious about not working properly and registering as many gallons as they should. And maybe that's where some of this is going. If you could clarify that figure, please.
We broke the line.
What was your name, sir?
Barry Thaxton, I'm from Alexandria.
Susan Palmer, I'm a member from Holmes Creek Road. I'm just wondering, with all the land in DeKalb County, why it's even proposed to be built down there in a community, a residential area. Angela and Bobby Johnson live right across the street from me, if I'm not mistaken, where the proposed site. I mean,
That's a good question.
it's a small, tight little community, and we love it down there, but, just to have, all the new traffic and trucks coming through, it's barely a 2-lane road.
Not taken care of it now.
Yes, sir.
I got a question. You say we owe $4 million. How you gonna pay $10 million when you can't pay the $4 million off?
if people can't hear out in the hallway, you can always come in here.
Got a pretty good crowd out here.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Glenn Turnbull, and I live in Smithville. I'm just wondering, I'm on a fixed income, and I'm wondering what our rates are gonna go to.
Are we allowed to speak out, or can we actually say something?
Yes, sir.
I've heard some talk about people
Name-
worried.
I'm sorry, Name, please.
John Daniels. Some people talking about the redundancy, having two water companies will obviously give us 2 water companies. How many times has the water ever been down in Smithville? I've lived here for 34 years. I've never seen us without water, ever. Now, there's people who've been here longer than me, could probably answer that, but I've never heard of it. And most of the other units other places don't have redundancy either. It's rare for them to have redundancy. I've got a list here I could read, but I don't want to trouble everybody with it, but it just seems foolish to me to have two systems when one of them's only running at 45%.